She used to always say, "Suno sabki, and karo man ki."
And once you visit Oman and you see how,
I think you need to have a lot of self-awareness.
The biggest challenge is that people actually are self-doubting.
So I had the opportunity to practice 4 times every week on school time.
The motto is not to be the first Indian or the best Indian.
I do 70% of my sessions for preparing on my strength.
Bhushan, keep the Sports Champ magazine going, because you inspire all of us in school.
When I played first time for India, it was at the age of 20.
The other thing that's also helped me greatly is like the yoga.
I don't think any sportsman can achieve anything without family support.
Hard work plus courage is equal to champion.
Try to work something on the brand you have.
Strong grassroots training system. I think that will really help our generation.
That, if I can walk around, if I can run around like a normal person, I might as well drive it like a normal person.
The experiences that is being shared on this platform I think is priceless.
Hats off to you for really encouraging sports in the youngsters.
It's so amazing that Mr. Bhushan, you have taken up upon yourself.
So this platform gives every educators a boost to think.
And I would like to tell all the educationists that let us not give sports like a stepmotherly treatment.
Your initiative taken, Bhushan, I really appreciate that. This was literally missing. Goal setting, I feel, basically can be achieved only if they are your own personal goal.
Good evening, everyone. It's amazing to see so many people across India from all SportsChamp associated schools have joined the session today. SportsChamp is India's first ever sports education platform exclusively designed for schools operating in India. SportsChamp vision is to create a structured roadmap at the grassroots level to develop sports and sportsperson and guide in the journey of sports. We keep on bringing various topics every month which guide students, parents, and everyone, and be aware of latest development in sports, which plays an important role in planning sport journey. Our today's topic is genetic in sports. How genetics plays an important role in sports, what are the process, and many more. On the end of the show, we will take some questions from the audience, so you can write your questions on the chat box and we'll pick the questions from there. To guide on the same, we have with us Mr. Shah. He is the founder of Adam Genetics and Unlock Fit, India's leading sport genetics testing and healthcare products company. Fahd comes with over 20 years of experience in the genetics, health, nutrition. Fahd is the brain behind adoption of genetic-based regime by Indian cricket players in both men and women's team to help them realize their full potential through its highly innovative and scientific products and nutrition advice. Today, some Bollywood leading stars are relying on Fahd's advice to remain fit and get the best out of themselves. MSc in Nutrition, Certificate in Science of Exercise from University of Colorado, Certificate in Functional Genomics from IIT Kanpur, Certificate in Diabetes Education. Welcome to the show, Fahd.
Thanks.
And thank you for accepting our invitation and guiding our young generations from schools across India who are part of SportsChamp. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bhushan, for having me. And it's always a pleasure to be on your show and discuss a lot of new things which are coming into the sports. And I'm really happy to be on this platform. And the kind of work you are doing is amazing.
Fahd, what is sports genetics and what are the vision of your company, Unlock Fit in Sports?
Okay, so it's a very, very important to understand what is sports genetics. And so sometimes people think, okay, it's something very heavy topic. Okay, so we all know genetics in a way. So we always say that, okay, you look like your mother or you look like your father. okay, based on our appearance, which we can see from the face and from the body, your height, your color, your hair texture. But what we don't know, what we inherited in terms of our ability to perform certain things. Maybe let's say how good I am in particular sports, or what would be my muscle fiber type. I may have more fast twitch fibers or slow twitch fibers, or how I do metabolize, let's say, caffeine or carbohydrate and fat. What is my risk for, let's say, injuries? Yes, because if you are in sports, you will have these injuries. So some people have more injuries, some people have less injuries, and why? There is a genetics involved in it. So some people have a very high recovery rate, some people have a very instant recovery. So it all depends on your genetic makeup. So idea of sports genetic is, if you decode your gene and very specific to sports related activities and sport related traits. So that's a whole idea behind sports genetics, to understand where you are, what are the pros, what are the cons, and how we can basically balance it out with a very personalized training program and a nutrition program. So that's a whole area of sports genetics. We have started our journey in 2013, and since then we are working on it. And we since that we have worked with a lot of sports persons, especially in cricket. We work with Indian cricket team, women cricket team, many of IPL players. We work with lots of judo players who are playing at international level, badminton players, tennis players, even those who are in golf, we are working with them. So idea is how we can personalize their nutrition plan and work with their coaches and trainers to personalize their training program, so they get maximum out of from the same basically period. Because as a sports person, you have a limited time. So in that time, if you do a lot of experimentation, if you get injured many times, it impacts your career. And when you are choosing any sports as a career, it's a very risky affair. You can't do too many trial and error on your body, because of the competition is so high. So you should know everything, what works for you, what doesn't work for you in advance, and that makes all the difference.
Yeah. Fahd, what are the success story of sport genetics till now? Like players who have achieved and all those.
Yeah. So we, as let's say Indian cricket team is one, which is so we have started working with initially with Virat when he was in a phase of changing his overall fitness behavior and all. And that was a time we get in touch with his trainer, and that's how we started working with him. And we have given lots of guideline and which actually work for him. And because all these things, although we are very careful in terms of sharing stories, because this is something which is very personal, but these things already shared by Virat on public platform, that's why I'm sharing it with you. So this is one. We worked with, let's say, the whole Indian cricket team, where we have seen a tremendous benefit, less injuries, and their fitness level when we started working was at a very high. It was, no one was at par with them in the world. Yeah, so that was one big success for us. The same we translated into Indian women cricket team. Lots of golfers we have worked with. We have changed their injury risk and even their recovery, and now they are less injured because they know what kind of exercise they have to do, what kind of nutrition planning must be done for them. And that's why these things are very, very critical, because now you should know everything, because everything which you are eating in your diet plays a very, very important role. So take example, we do in our test, we check a lactose intolerance or a gluten intolerance or caffeine sensitivity. Take example, if you are an athlete and you are playing at a very important game, And if you are not aware that you are a lactose intolerant, and somehow before the game or in the breakfast you had some milkshake, which is very common, and because of that you may have a, let's say, loose motion or a bloating. Imagine that particular thing will impact the whole game, and it will decide that okay, who will win. So because you are not in well in control, so it is just one information I'm telling. There are so many information which we are giving in our report, which is life changing and game changing, and it's very comprehensive. The beauty of this test is once in a lifetime test, so you don't have to repeat. It is just one time you have to do this test, and then you can utilize the benefits of this test throughout your life.
You have already briefed a little bit about the process, but I would like to have a systematic approach to it. What is the process of sport genetics? If someone wants to join, if someone wants to do it, like what is the process you suggest for parents who, for their children's, or for the sports heads or the coaches? What should be the process?
Yeah, so ideally, what do we recommend? Let's say if you have already finalized that, okay, you want to be in particular game. So ideally, you should know what are the things you should eat, because not just in a sport, but in overall development, your nutrition plays a very, very important role when you are young. And even it is very important even for adult, but especially for young, this is very critical, because if you are malnourished or even overnourished, both things play a very, very differently on your overall development. So with the help of this test, you know that, okay, how your body metabolizes, let's say, carbohydrate, fat, different nutrition, vitamin A and all. So you know that how much and how frequently you have to take those nutrients and macronutrients. So that's how you can personalize those things. And that's why it is very critical, not just for sport, but overall development. Okay. The process is very simple. Once you decide that, okay, I have to go in particular sport, and that's where it comes, this sports genetic test. And you go on our website, which is unlock.fit. We choose a program. So what we do, we give end-to-end solution. We give a blood test, we give a DNA test, and then top of it, we combine all that data and create a very specific nutrition plan based on your sports and based on your goal. So you go on a unlock.fit app and choose a program, and then we will deliver everything on the unlock.fit app. There is a one-to-one consultation with our sport nutritionist, if there is a need, with the doctor and nutrigenomic expert. So that's how it works. And this process of basically sports genetic test is very simple. So once you signed up with our program, we have a kit like this. This is our kit. So once you open this kit, there is a saliva tube in it, and it's very simple, easy to do it at home. So this kit will come at your place. What you have to do, you have to spit inside it. Okay, and you just have to fill this kit at this level. And again, there is a saliva buffer solution is there in that kit, and you just fix it, that saliva goes into it, and basically it stabilizes it, this saliva sample for 3 years. So you don't have to preserve under any certain temperature. And then our collection guy, you schedule a collection on the app, and a collection guy come to your place and do all the processing. And it takes 3 to 4 weeks to basically produce a result. So first what happened, we do a quality check that, okay, whatever saliva is there, it is good quality saliva. We have enough cells from there. We basically extract the DNA, and from that DNA we basically sequence it, and we basically check the genes related to a particular trait. And it takes 3 to 4 weeks, and then we will upload your report on the app. So and then we set up a consultation with a nutrigenetic expert. You can schedule on the app whenever you feel like, and then all the process of basically nutrition planning and everything starts.
You mean to say any person across the country can do this, and you have made it easy for any person in the country?
Yeah, so we can do it. We can do it all across India. Wherever a courier service is there, we are there. Even we have, let's say, international clients also. We serve in US, Dubai, Canada. Wherever this courier goes, we are there.
So, audience, each one of you, for when Fahd has come for this session, he has actually given a 50% discount to all our Sport Jam associated school, and he has given a coupon code that anyone who does it, he can get entire 50% coupon code discount on whichever services he takes. So I've already uploaded the coupon code on our chat bot. Where you all are, you can see that, you can take the coupon code, and you can directly go on the website and you can do that. Thank you so much, Fahd, for giving this facility or this discount to our Sports Jam associated schools and people.
No, it's a pleasure. It's always because I work with lots of athletes, and I see their struggle. Because the problem in India is when you are starting your career as a sport, there is no support system. Okay, once you reach at a level, once you reach at, let's say, at international level, and you start winning, then every company is there to support you. But when you start your career, there is no one to support. It's only parents have to support and invest, and that's where our idea is how we can make it possible. Even we are working really hard to basically cut down our pricing as low as possible. So when we have started this, this test was costing 25,000 rupees, but we are working really hard how we can make it reachable to all the people.
Correct. Thank you so much, Mr. Fahd. My next question to you is how genetic or benefits of sport genetic at an early age and later at a professional age. So what is the benefits to students and professional sports person?
Yeah. So ideally, DNA test can be done at any age. There is no age for it. So because your DNA remains same since you are born until we live. So nothing, even let's say you have seen lots of cases that after thousands years they have extracted the DNA of dinosaurs. So if your skin is there, bone is there, they can take out the cells and take out the DNA. So at any age we can do the DNA test, but especially for as an ethical reason, we don't want to force too many things on a child. So we have taken a ethical basically mode or basically decision. We do testing after 8 years of age. Okay, so that's a so because we want that the more information you know early, then parents start forcing a lot of things because they want to do all the best thing for their kids. And the idea is that, okay, you give 8 years as a naturally growing kid, and because now people started selecting their game at the age 9 very early, and that's where these things help.
How genetics helps in sports nutrition, as well as you have mentioned in the early times when we are having a discussion, it helps also for sports injury prevention, that you know which muscles can get injured in future, so you know it from early time and you can actually work on it. So can you give a light on it?
Yeah, so so take example, there is a gene which is responsible for collagen formation. So you know collagen is very, very important for your ligaments. If you have a less collagen production, and because of certain mutation, some people tend to have low formation of collagen. And take example, if you are a vegetarian, so usually you get maximum collagen from a non-veg sources, and then it's a big problem. So your risk of ligament injuries or basically ACL is very high. So if you know early that my collagen production is low, and then you can basically basically create a program which basically strengthen your ligament early, And if it is needed, we can give collagen supplementation early to fix this issue. So this is just one thing. Take example of caffeine. Caffeine, lots of people take caffeine as a pre-workout or pre-game to boost your performance. Let's say if you are a poor metabolizer of caffeine, and if you ingested caffeine before workout or before game for enhancing your, let's say, sprint or basically any form, then it will be a disaster, because it may create anxiety in you. So it will not improve your performance, but actually it will degrade. But let's say if you are a fast metabolizer of caffeine, and if you are ingesting caffeine, you get all the benefits of caffeine. It will boost your performance. It will boost your alertness. And if you are in running, it will improve your TT. So that's the beauty of this information. And this will remain with you for whole life. That's the beauty.
I'll just pick one question. There is a question from Madhuri Muthe. Mutha. I'll just put it on this one. That at what age we should do a DNA test?
Yeah, as I said earlier, we can start with at the age of 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that. Yes, sir. You can continue, sir.
Okay, so you can basically do this test at the age of 8. So after any age, you can take this test. So as I was discussing, so I mentioned this injury prevention, this collagen thing. Another is let's say your power and endurance profile. So we have our body has 2 types of fiber, as you know. There is type 1 fiber and type 2 fibers. Okay, so there is a gene called ACTN3, which actually produce a protein called actin, which is responsible for making more type 2 fibers. So type 2 fibers are fast twitch fibers. So those who have power gains need more type 2 fibers. So let's say if you have a particular mutation, and that actin, which is responsible for creating more type 2 fiber, is not there, so your body will produce less. Okay, so so based on this information, you can actually decide what kind of exercise program is good for you. So let's say if your type 2 fibers are less, okay, and if you are doing lots of weight training, a heavy weight training, your risk of injury goes very high.
Correct.
Yeah, so based on that, you can actually decide that, okay, what should be the combination? I should go more on weight training, or it should be a mix of cardio and exercise, or I'm good into the cardio.
Correct.
Okay. Not only this, it also tells you about how much oxygen your lungs can hold, or basically how you can improve your VO2 max level. Some people have a tendency, let's say a game like table tennis, which you are in, where you need lots of stamina. Okay, you lots of oxygen. Some people who have a tendency to have a low VO2 max level. Okay. And if you know early, it is genetics. Okay, it's totally genetical. So if you know early, you can add or you can start certain kind of exercise which will improve your stamina in advance. So these things are very, very critical. You know all the things in advance, and now you are taking everything a very, very informed decision. It is not a random, or no, you are not basically doing a trial and error, because the moment you start doing all these things, you are wasting time.
Correct.
And money.
So, yes. So I'll just put one more question which is coming up. Is my question is how to work with school students. Mostly they are moody, but that students have tension potential to do that sports. So it's a question from Rekha Kamle. If you can understand the question.
Yeah, so my question is how to work with students. I don't know it is relevant to genetics, but yeah, I tend because I work with lots of students, especially young. I'll tell you, but what I have seen with young generation, they are very rational.
Correct.
Okay, you cannot now with the current generation, we cannot force anything to them.
Correct.
If we are rational, we have to tell them a rational behind anything. So let's say if I recommend them okay, you have to eat certain food. And if I give them a whole perspective that why you should eat it, and maybe give certain example of someone who they aspire. Take example what Lionel Messi, if somebody is in football, or Cristiano Ronaldo is doing in football, and what kind of routine they follow. So if you have to reach there, you have to follow these step by step process, which your basically aspirational hero is doing it. Yeah. So that's a one way to tackle those young kids, because absolutely, they are very moody. They don't understand what will happen in future. They are living in the present. In a way, it's good for them, because everyone should not think too much about future, because that's another kind of problem.
Correct. So I think this question is not related to genetics, but I would like if you can answer this. It is more related to current generation's question. For example, Ayush Pawat has asked, is it compulsory to perform? So it's a very tricky question, which is required for people to understand that it is not always required to perform, and how sports actually help in overall development.
Yes. So I'll tell you. So this is what I always encourage everyone, even in my family, and I always tell everyone wherever I'm meeting people. Sport is something you can learn a lot of things, not just about winning and losing. Every day you basically develop yourself as a good leader. Okay. Because even, let's say, once you reach at the level of become a CEO, or basically managing director or GM, then you start making decision of let's say doing this and that. But when you play a sports, and when you are in, especially in a team sports, you are making lots of decision every day. If I do this, okay, let's plan it out and do certain things. It may not work, you may lose the game, and then you realize and you discuss with the team, and you come up with a certain other plan, and you basically reflect on the problems or the lacking, and then you work upon it, and then you apply those basically changes, and you win next time. And that's what it's a life learning. Yeah. And a kind of development, a brain development, or basically your self-esteem development is beyond comparable to any kind of studies. So sport is just like it should be mandatory to every student, because you learn a lot. Not only this, because of our routine of, because we are more into mobile or digital version of studies. It's become mandatory, because we are seeing the epidemic of childhood obesity. So we have to engage our students into sports. It is non-negotiable. You have to put your basically kids into the sports.
But I have a next interesting question related to sport genetics from Megha Mangal, which says, what happens when a kid takes a DNA test and then work on the certain food or work around according to their chosen sport? Do they have to take the DNA test again in future?
Yeah, no. So there is no need to do because your DNA remains same since we are born until we live. Nothing happened in your DNA. So no change, and that's the beauty of DNA, and that's why this is once in a lifetime test. So you don't have to do or retest this. Whatever information you have to work on those information based on the goal.
Super. Next question is from Ved Sharma. It is, do you help kids select the sport as per their interest? Like as you have mentioned earlier, that through DNA genetics test, we can identify and we can select which sport this person is good at according to the algorithm which you run across.
Yes. So it's a very interesting question, and wherever I go, people ask, could you help me decide? So what I always say, and there are lots of studies going on to understand this, but right now we are not at the stage to select a game based on just genetics. So because when you select any game, it is your passion, okay, obviously your appearance, your passion, your dedication, your interest, and then comes your genetics. So genetics plays a very, very important role. So take example, if you have to go into the basketball, you know that height is the advantage. Okay, if you have a short height, then it's a not that advantageous. But still, we have seen some of them who have a short height, they did really well at NBA. So what I'm trying to say, don't use genetics as a tool for selecting a sport. Select your sport based on your passion, but use genetic testing as a boost to your performance in selected game. Okay.
Correct.
So that's my idea, and that's a ethical way basically to select a game.
Correct. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we have the workshop specially on how to choose the right sport. So there are a lot of questions we will be discussing on that. One is definitely sport genetics and how it plays an important role. Fahd, if how Sport Champ audience can get in touch with Unlock Fit for conducting sport genetic test? What are the ways, like how to connect with
Yeah,
it?
There's two ways, which is very, very simple. You can go on our website. You can basically, there are two websites, which one website is unlock.fit. Another website is kids.unlock.fit, which is very specific to kids and young kids, which is very, very specific. And even you can download our app, unlock.fit app, on Android as well as on iOS. And from there, you can see all the programs available. And then you can use the coupon which we have given through you, and you get the benefit of those basically benefits. You can there is a support system also. You can call, you can WhatsApp, and you can email us through that medium.
Correct. So the audience, if you have any questions, I'll give you 30 more seconds. If you can have any questions, you can just ask now. We have already taken good number of questions from our audiences. Thank you everyone who have actually put up their questions. So anyone, if there is one from Baswaraj, that after test you will guide them to choose their game. So just a question which has come up from Baswaraj from, I guess he's from.
So Baswaraj, as I already said, we always encourage that you choose, you basically discuss with your kids where his passion lies in particular sports. If he's really interested in that game. Another thing is the coach the role of coach is very, very critical. He analyzed that, okay, he may be a good basically choice, maybe good for this sports or not. What I say that genetics will give you a overall idea. That, take example, it will tell you what kind of training program we can make for these kids. So right now, what I am saying is, don't use genetics, and even it is not as advanced right now to choose a game based on just genetics. It will give you certain idea, your risk profile of injuries and all.
Super. So I guess there is no much. Many of them has definitely asked a fantastic question, whether it is Megha, Rekha, and everyone. So we are running out of time. So thank you, Fahd, for taking out time and sharing with all of us the importance of genetic in sports, and also giving us this special discount coupon for all our Sports Time associated schools across India. They will definitely make the use out of it. And thank you for your time.
Thank you again for having me on this very, very special program which you have created, and I wish all the success to this program, because this is something which is needed by our country to encourage sports in young kids and especially in schools. And this is a medicine now, I'll tell you, because this encouragement is a medicine for our students, because I am dealing with lots of students with childhood obesity. They are so young, they are just 8-year-old, 10-year-old, and they have weight like 70, 80 kgs. and it's become a problem. If we'll not correct it now, it will basically affect our country's growth. Yeah.
Correct.
So that's why the initiative which you have taken is commendable. I wish all the success. My wishes are with you to do really well.
Thank you so much, Fahd. Thank you so much. A big thank you for all the participants, and I hope this webinar must have given you key insights which will help you in your journey of sports. The show recording is also available in SportsJam India YouTube channel, Facebook pages. If you want to refer any point, again, you can watch the video on the same. You can go on the channels. So it is right now running live in all our YouTube channels, Facebook pages from SportsJam. So if you want to refer any point which you have missed out, as I'm seeing some of the points on the chat box where you have joined late and you really want to know what has Fahd discussed in the early points, you can go to SportsJam India YouTube channel and all the videos are available. So it's not going anywhere. You can definitely refer it to all the points. And don't forget to go to Unlock Fit, get your discount coupon code mature before it is out by April or so. So thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Fahd, for taking out time for this.
Thank you everyone, and thanks, Bhushan. Bye-bye.
Thank you.